It's 100 degrees. 101, actually. I've been cleaning these gutters for 4 hours. I'm about a third of the way done. I did not charge enough. Charged 400. Probably should have charged 1,000, maybe 1,200. These are the moments that business transforms you. These are the moments that we become what we are. I could do the rest of this halfway, and no one would probably know. But it's not who I want to be. This applies to pretty much everything in life. It certainly applies to the trading card business. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have regrets. You're not going to want to do the right thing sometimes. And you'll probably be smart enough to find a way to justify it. And then, if you are virtuous, you'll choose to do the right thing anyway. And this is the virtuous cycle of business. Business and entrepreneurship is a vehicle for virtue and vice. It gives you the opportunity to become whoever you want to become. You can cut corners, exploit people, build a business that takes advantage of the ignorant and the fearful. You can lie and cheat and steal. You can choose not to pay your taxes. You can bypass marketplace policies. You can blame other people for your mistakes. And if that is the path you choose, you will always have to outrun your own reputation if you want to stay in business. This is why scammers and a lot of like gurus, people who sell courses and stuff, this is why they have to change industries and change their offer every 6, 12, 18 months. They can't keep doing the same thing because it doesn't work, and they're just stealing people's money. I have respect for the type of entrepreneur who does the same industry, same business, same offer for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. I don't care how much money somebody makes quickly. I don't care if they're flexing a fancy lifestyle. If they're exploiting others, lying, and conducting themselves without any integrity, I'm not interested in what they're doing. Now, the cool thing about business is that it also creates an amazing opportunity to create good things in the world. When you charge the right price, which often isn't the lowest price, when you charge a fair but high price to a consumer who values what you do at that price point, that enables you to do a lot of other things for people who can't afford your highest prices. Danny Phantump is a great example. He doesn't have the lowest prices on everything. He does do MSRP on some stuff, but he doesn't have the lowest prices. And because he produces a profit, he's able to give away packs to kids. He's able to do big giveaways of master sets. He's able to do a lot of good for the community with the profit that he produces because he doesn't underprice himself for his base consumer. You got to figure out what works for you. Everybody's different. Every business is different. But as you are building your business, you're going to be tempted every now and then to try to get away with something that you know you probably shouldn't do. To get away with something that you know you're going to be inclined to hide. Don't do that. It's not worth it. The best entrepreneurs in history have little to hide and still manage to achieve prosperity and do good. You're always going to have haters. People hate ambition. People hate seeing people doing better than them. So even if you do conduct yourself virtuously, you're still going to have troubles. But then that's just another opportunity to become what you are going to be. Are you going to be somebody who lets what other people think and say about you change your opinion of yourself, change how you conduct yourself, change how you conduct your business? Or are you going to allow criticism to hit you, assess it for truth, take what's useful, and leave the rest behind? The only person who has any power over your experience in this life is you, because you control your thoughts and you control your actions. Your mind is your freedom. Don't let anybody take that away from you, because it's the only thing that you actually have. Your money is not yours. It's borrowed. Oh, it's fake anyway. Your stuff is not yours. Oh. Nature, thieves, and the government can take it away from you. I just said thieves twice. Your home is not yours. You can't take it with you. Nothing in this world is yours except your mind and your soul. And these are the things that you must steward. Obstacles are the chisel that turns a man into a hero or a villain. You will face obstacles in the TCG business. Supply is hard to come by. Marketplaces are hard to deal with. Customers can be hard to deal with. Platforms like YouTube change their culture every time a president gets elected. Who are you going to be? What are you going to do? What you will find once you are in business long enough is that every problem is an opportunity. Every pain is a lesson. They make you better. Or they make you quit. That's up to you. Complaining about challenges, about circumstances, about things not going your way, it's not going to do you any favors. There might be a wasp or multiple wasps in here. Only one way to find out. might be good. There's a little principle from the Stoics called Premeditatio Malorum, which means the premeditation upon evil. And that is not the planning out of dastardly deeds, but rather it is the mental preparation for things to go wrong, like the possibility of me getting stung while I'm up on this ladder. If I mentally prepare for the possibility, it's not going to shock me, and I can avoid bigger catastrophe because I can handle a sting I'm prepared for without falling off the ladder. But if I go into it with uninformed optimism and get surprised, then there's a chance I might freak out and fall off the ladder. Best way to avoid that is to prepare for the possibility of a little bit of badness and to accept it. In Buddhism, there's a similar principle called the two arrows. There's a parable that tells a story. A man is traveling and he gets struck by an arrow, and he immediately spirals into gratuitous lamentation, brings his life to a complete halt. He falls to the ground in misery. And then a second arrow hits him right where the first arrow hit him, because he's under attack. And instead of treating the wound, getting to safety, moving on with his life, he has chosen to stay where he is and complain. This is foolish. This is how pain invites complaint, and complaint begets suffering. The first arrow is pain, and the second arrow is suffering. The second arrow can be avoided. First arrow cannot. You can't avoid pain. You can't avoid problems, mistakes, challenges, obstacles. But you can avoid misery. You can avoid getting yourself worked up over things that are out of your control. And you can instead choose to be a man or woman of action who focuses on those things that are in your power and accepts those things which are not. And you can avoid making the same mistake twice. But if your go-to response is to default to something like, that's not fair, then you're more likely to make the same mistake twice because you have a flawed lens through which you view the world. You think that it should be fair and that you should get what you deserve. And unfortunately, that's not how it works. You get what you ask for to a certain extent. You have to be bold. You get what you conquer. You get what you give. And so, if if you put maximum effort into all of your endeavors, those endeavors will bless you. If you put minimum effort and go about your life with a high self-estimation and say, oh, my time is too valuable for this or that, or I deserve better, or I don't have to do this or that, or rather I shouldn't have to deal with this or that, blah, 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 blah. You're probably going to make the same mistake multiple times. And that is the second arrow. That is when pain turns into suffering. Because you can't make a plan when you're filing a complaint. I have been unemployable for basically my whole life. I had no choice but to become an entrepreneur. And so even on days today, which suck a lot, I have to choose if I want to be grateful that I'm able to earn a living, or if I want to get upset because I don't have something, some opportunity, some amount of money that I believe I deserve based on some made-up rule in my head. So, I don't want to ramble too long on this. I think I've pretty much said enough. Choose your adventure. Choose. Do you want to be a victim? Do you want to be a villain? Do you want to be an NPC? Or do you want to be a hero? Which one you become has basically everything to do with how you respond to misfortune, pain, and disappointment. Good luck out there. If you like trading cards, buy some from me at www.getdkc.com. Peace.